Hey guys, today I'm going to discuss something that a lot of players, especially those not playing their A game, will tend to ignore. When we're playing online, there's a lot of information out there that we can use to our advantage that has little to do with our opponent's exact style of play, their frequencies of how often they check, call, bet, etc. However, if we pay close attention, we can pick up on little things that tell us a lot about what our opponents are doing. Sometimes this information can either save us or make us a lot of money at the table. So let's get started. When most people think of poker tells, they think of some unique quirk or something they might do that would give away the strength of their hand. The truth is that this kind of physical tell is actually mostly a myth that has been perpetuated by movies and television. In the real world, information that we gather has more to do about the actions of our opponents, including their betting patterns, the frequency of particular actions. Even so, there are a few subtle and sometimes not so subtle things our opponents do that give up information about what they are doing that have little to do with the actions they are actually taking. However, if you don't know what to look for, you might completely miss out on valuable information. So here are 5 of the most useful tells that I frequently see while playing online poker. Number 1, tanking and then raising. This is probably something some of you already know about. Someone has a monster hand and badly wants to get action with it, so naturally, they don't want to act confident and give away the strength of their hand. Unfortunately for them, this is exactly what they are doing by taking forever and then raising. Do they really think we're that dumb? I mean, if you really aren't sure about your hand, why the hell are you raising? Of course, this is something that might be missed if we are playing too many tables or not paying attention. When action is on us, all we will know is that the player raised. We won't realize that they took a full 2 minutes and ran down their time bank before raising. Number 2, typed in bets. When it's obvious that someone has taken the time to choose a specific and obviously well thought out bet sizing, they are usually not running a bluff. If you see someone bet something like $7.89 into a $10 pot, there's a solid chance that it's a value bet of some sort. Most players simply don't take the time to type in exact bet sizings when bluffing. If they're bluffing, they typically act fairly fast and may even use one of their hotkeys. Of course, knowing the typical bet sizings of a particular opponent via notes or whatever history we have on them helps when we're trying to use this tell. Just keep in mind that there are some players out there that type in seemingly random and weird bet sizings every time. Even so, I still use this tell. I mean, it helps me mainly just get off the fence if I have a decision to make, like in a really close spot. For example, let's say it's close between calling or folding. If somebody's bet sizing seems like it's typed in, I'll lean more towards folding in that spot. Number 3, unusual buy-in amounts. This one is specifically for cash games. Decent players or regs almost always have a static buy-in amount. Typically, it's something like 100 big blinds. So, if you see a player sit down for a non-even amount, I mean something like $22.69, you can be pretty sure they probably just bought in for their entire bankroll. Whenever you see this, go ahead and label them a fish preliminarily and try to get involved with them as quickly as possible. Either they will play very timidly and let you push them around, or they will be really spewy and donk off their entire stack really fast. Sometimes they'll even be like a maniac. Either way, make sure you are the one taking their last dime. Number 4, avatars. Some poker sites allow players to have their own avatars. If this is the case where you play, here are 3 categories of avatars to look out for. There are a bunch more, but these are some of the more common and more useful ones that I see out there. First, we have the baby head avatar. Now this giant baby head thing is pretty common, and unless somebody's trying to do some kind of crazy reverse tell on you, you can almost always be certain that you are up against a recreational player when you see this type of avatar. Just don't expect them to be thinking on too deep of a level. Second, a sports team or some sports avatar. If you see somebody with like their favorite sports team or sports hero or something like that, there's a really good chance you are up against somebody who's a gambler type or maybe even a sports bettor. These players often tend to be really competitive in nature, so expect them to be pretty aggressive, if not a maniac. Be sure to widen your continuing range versus them and let them spew off their chips to you. Third, we have the aggressive avatar. This could be some kind of animal that's maybe a predator, lions, tigers, bears, something like that. It could be a muscle car, or it could even be something like a cartoon supervillain. People that choose these aggressive type of avatars typically put a lot of thought into them and are usually regulars and often really good or at least aggressive players. Number 5, complaining about how others play. We've all played with this guy, that blabbermouth who thinks they are the best player to ever sit down at a poker table. All they do is sit there and complain about how bad everyone else is at the table. And if they ever, God forbid, lose a big pot to somebody, look out, here comes the rant. The great thing is, if you listen close, they will tell you exactly how they play, so you can take notes for future reference. That way you can be the guy he is complaining about next. In summary, poker is a people game. In order to win the most possible at the tables, we can't afford to miss any little piece of information that our opponents are willing to give us. Poker tells are one area that most everyone can improve on that can make a huge impact in their game. For more on online poker tells as well as ways to avoid giving away information at the table, click on the link in the description or go to automaticpoker.com/tells. Thanks for watching.